Okay, everybody wants French girl style. Everybody wants that certain je ne sais quoi that we associate with French girl aesthetic. And I feel, as a former French major, that I'm uniquely qualified to talk to you about French girl style, to break it down into steps that are achievable and ways that we can incorporate French girl style into our actual everyday lives and outfits. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around. I'm so excited about today's video. If you're new here, my name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist. My whole focus is helping women over 50 build wardrobes that they love, because I know that if we dress for our day, we're gonna have a better day. I know that if we dress in a way that makes us feel polished, makes us feel beautiful, makes us feel chic, makes us feel whatever, insert your adjective here, you're gonna have a better day. You're gonna have a better day. And I feel like there's no better approach to this than the French girl approach to that. So I'm gonna break that down for you in today's video. But first, of course, I always have a couple of things that I wanna share with you. The first thing is that I have my brand new Closet Confidence Workshop series starting on March 24th. So you're not going to want to miss that. If you have not done a Closet Confidence Workshop series with me yet, I think you're in for a treat. We're going to be building our spring wardrobes together. It is completely free. It is something that you will not want to miss. I only do this, every now and then, and so you won't want to miss this next round, because we really are going to be using some of the same principles that I'm talking about here. We're going to be incorporating them into your own wardrobe and showing you how these principles can actually translate into practical outfits for your everyday life. So definitely join me for the Closet Confidence Workshop series. I'll have the link in the description box, in the pinned comment. I'll pop it up on the screen. You really won't want to miss it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is my Modern Classics wardrobe guide for spring. So that Modern Classics wardrobe guide is based on modern and classic pieces, which really are the foundation of French girl style, and it's gonna be the best segue into this this conversation that we're having about French girl style. These are the pieces that you're gonna see come up again and again in the French girl aesthetic and the French girl outfits that we're talking about. So if you want that, it's absolutely free. nettamanley.com/modernclassics. I'll pop that up here. You will definitely want to check that out. Okay, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the philosophy of French style. How do they approach style, and what are they raised believing about style? First of all, it's quality over quantity. We all hear this, we all yawn when we hear this, but it is so true. French women are not as acquisitive as American women. They're not as into buying more and having a huge variety. Instead, what they're into is buying fewer pieces that really fit them beautifully and have amazing quality, and pieces that they're going to be wearing for a really long time. So that's really like the hallmark and the foundation of French girl style, like having a carefully curated and well-edited selection of pieces that they love. Also, they dress for themselves rather than trends. Now, again, the Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide uses the same approach, because we're talking about classics that are modern. We're not talking about classics that are frumpy or classics that are stiff or classics that are dated. We're talking about fundamentally modern pieces, but they're chosen with their own aesthetic, their own lifestyle, their own preferences in mind. So it is not trend focused. It is about building a personal style and a personal brand, and that's kind of how they approach their wardrobes. So less what's in right now and more what do I want to wear. They also focus on effortless style. So it's polished and put together, but at the same time, I woke up like this. I didn't try that hard, right? And so I think that's the secret sauce that we're all trying to get when we're trying to go after French girl style. We want that look that looks like I know what I'm doing, but I don't have to work at it, right? Let me know if that's something that I think so many women are trying to achieve, where it looks like it just comes naturally to you. Okay, so the French girl aesthetic is based on the wardrobe classics that many of us often yawn at, and these are honestly the wardrobe classics that are in my spring Modern Classics wardrobe guide. So they include like a beautiful fitted blazer, dark wash jeans, a pair of tailored pants, a white chemise, white shirt, a beautiful signature handbag in a neutral color that will go with everything that they wear, and that just becomes their bag, right? Great quality, doesn't have to be flashy, doesn't have to be, probably shouldn't be logoed, doesn't have to be flashy, doesn't have to be expensive, but has to be really good quality. A trench coat, beautiful pair of ballet flats. These are the quintessential pieces that are the foundation of French girl style. Now, The next thing that they, next part of the French girl philosophy is understated elegance. So it's the less is more approach to style. And I think that this is something that we see so much in the French girl outfits that we admire. So it's the neutral colors, the subtle prints. This is not a statement look, like statement aesthetic. So that doesn't mean that they're not French women with statement making style, but the French girl aesthetic that we all admire is really effortless and a little, like I said, a little understated, often based on neutrals and more subtle patterns. They avoid excessive accessories. Usually their approach to accessories is to collect pieces that they love, special pieces, meaningful pieces, precious pieces, fun pieces, but they build their own jewelry wardrobe over time, and they focus on one statement piece in an outfit if they're going to do statement pieces, and then the rest of the pieces are just pieces that are special to them or meaningful to them. And then it's the same with makeup. It's like their makeup looks natural but polished. So it's not overdone. You're not seeing French women wear as much makeup as American women wear in general. And it's not about heavily contouring or highlighting or changing anything about your face. It's really focused on the skincare being the foundation of a great beauty look, and then makeup just enhancing the glow. And of course that iconic French red lip when if they choose to wear that. Okay, the next thing that they focused on is fit and proportion. So again, if you're building a well-curated and well-edited wardrobe, you want that wardrobe to fit you really, really well. You want every single piece to be like spot on for you. So their clothes are generally never too tight or never too loose. We see a little bit of a slouchy aesthetic, but it's never going to drown them. And we're rarely going to see anything that is really completely tight. Again, there are going to be exceptions. Maybe it's a cocktail look that's more fitted, but in general, you're going to see pieces that just have a little bit of slouch without too much. So a mix of structured and fluid fabrics. I talk about this all the time. I think this should not just be a French girl thing. This should be an everybody thing. Like if you're looking at outfits, you want to combine structure and fluidity, structure and softness in every outfit. It's a way to get a well-balanced look that looks effortless. And then they really focus a lot on, again, the silhouette. There's a lot of high-rise trousers, which make your legs look longer. There's just so much intentionality in the way that they put together outfits. Next, I'm going to talk about effortless beauty and grooming, because I think that they do grooming. I think that American women start with the clothes and end with the grooming. I think French women start with the grooming and then end with the clothes, because the grooming, you're not, like I always say this, like it all starts here. And if you're not well groomed, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. You're not going to look great. But if someone showed up at your house and you're in your bathrobe, but your hair and makeup and nails and all that are done, you're gonna feel cuter than if the reverse were true. You were dressed and everything else was a hot mess. So they really do focus on beauty and grooming a lot. The philosophy behind their approach to aging is, again, different than an American approach. They really focus on natural aging for the most part. You're not seeing as much emphasis on youth in that culture. They say this is changing. I hope it doesn't. But it's really allowing yourself to age naturally. And there's so many fabulous examples of French women over 50 who look just fabulous and are just aging with style. They focus on skincare over heavy makeup, not 100%. Skincare is so important, and French women start at a very young age taking very, very good care of their skin, and so the focus is on that natural glow, and the makeup is really just a subtle enhancement. And then the signature red lip or smudged eyeliner are two quintessential parts of the French girl beauty aesthetic. But again, it's not like an overdrawn red lip. It's not an over-the-top red lip. It's just a red lip on what looks like an otherwise bare face, which, as you know, has been my aesthetic for years, and is something that I love and respond to. So it's really like that pop of color in the lip is on an otherwise like underdone face. It's not a red lip with everything else kind of all glam. Okay, the je ne sais quoi approach to styling. They don't try too hard. And I think that's what we all respond to. That's what we all recognize. That's what we all want. It's about looking effortless. And one of the ways that they achieve this is that every outfit has a little imperfection in it. Like there's a slight imperfection in everything that they wear. Like maybe their hair is not perfect. Their sleeves are like a little like rolled up in a way that's a little bit unstudied, a little bit messy even. It makes it look more relaxed. So it's really like looking at your outfit before you leave the house and saying, what can I do to make this look a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less like I tried too hard, a little bit more natural. And another thing that they do, and I think that gives them a certain je ne sais quoi, is they combine masculine and feminine elements in an outfit. Now, I talked about structured and soft in an outfit, but masculine and feminine is something we don't talk enough about, because a lot of the clothes that we currently wear, a lot of the modern classics are menswear inspired, right? Something like a blazer. And so what I notice often when I'm giving feedback about outfits is that a lot of American women will put together masculine elements in one outfit and feminine elements in another outfit, and they don't mix and match the two. But if you take a blazer and you put it over a soft feminine dress, you're going to have a mix of masculine and feminine that is very quintessentially French girl, but also a lot easier to wear and a lot more modern and a lot more feminine. So really wearing, especially over 50, wearing masculine, like so wearing a blazer, a really structured shirt, a tailored pair of pants, and a pair of loafers is a really hard look to pull off. But if you, instead of doing, those pieces, but instead if you did a beautiful pair of wide leg trousers, a silky blouse with the blazer, and then you did a more feminine shoe, you're going to have that nice mix of masculine and feminine that I think we see a lot in French girl style. And then finally, it's dressing for confidence. You know how I feel about this. Like, I just think you're dressing in a way that makes you feel amazing. It makes you feel beautiful. And if something is off, you don't leave the house until the outfit makes you feel confident, because no one wants to go through a day second guessing, zhuzhing, playing with, adjusting, and otherwise bothered by their outfits. Like, life is too short for that. So, you wear what makes you feel good. You embrace personal style over fashion trends or fashion rules, and you wear the clothes. You don't let the clothes wear you. Now, I talked about that in my approach to style video, right? About blending in versus standing out, and whether you want them to remember the clothes or whether you want them to remember you. The whole underpinnings, the whole philosophy, the whole foundation of French girl style is that you want them to remember you and not the clothes. And so that's their approach to style, and that's something that you can use if you're trying to get this aesthetic. Now, I'm going to share some strategies that are going to help us work French girl style into our everyday outfits. The first is to master the art of subtle accessorizing. So it's the little pieces that they wear for themselves, where you see like the chains that are showing here, like a couple of little like bracelets, like just really delicate ways and subtle ways of incorporating accessories into their outfits. Again, it's not about these things taking center stage, but it's about these things being part of an overall composition that's beautiful. So, they rarely over-accessorize. If they wear bold earrings, they skip the necklace. If they wear a statement bag, they keep everything else simple. So it's really like one or two statement pieces per outfit. They choose high-quality jewelry for the most part, and jewelry that's meaningful, special, that they collect, that they acquire over time. Many of these pieces are delicate, but they can do chunky, bold pieces. But again, if they're going to do a statement gold, a big pair of statement hoops or a chunky gold necklace, everything else is going to be a little underdone. So thin gold chains, pearl studs, a single cuff bracelet. But all of these pieces are really easy to work into our everyday outfits, and they don't overpower the look. They also do a lot with signature like watches, and you'll see often a watch worked into like a stack with a couple of little bracelets. They don't do massive, you'll generally not see massive bracelet stacks like we see here in the US, but it'll be a bracelet with maybe a watch paired on the wrist together, maybe peeking out from the sleeve of your chemise, just a quintessential French girl look. And often that watch is in gold or with a leather band, something kind of subtle and classic. Little known tip, French women often use accessories as a focal point rather than layering them excessively. So it's one accessory or two accessories that are the focal point of your outfit rather than lots and lots of layered accessories. Choose one standout piece per outfit if you want that French girl aesthetic. Okay, next I'm going to talk about something I get asked about a lot, and it's really not my forte, just to be honest, because I don't wear a lot of scarves. I live in Florida. I've just never been a scarf person, but I'm really kind of intrigued by scarves like I am by brooches, possibly for the first time. And I think this is really my response to the French girl approach to wearing scarves. I have never resonated with the American approach to wearing scarves. I don't, that's not my aesthetic, but I love the scarf techniques that I'm going to show you here because they're effortless, they're cool, and I feel like they align with the way that I want my style to go, especially when I'm wearing scarves. So it's about wearing a scarf like a French woman. So the first thing I want to say is that French women do not tie their scarves in fussy ways. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice from allergies. French women don't tie their scarves in fussy ways. They again, it's part of that understated look where they tie their scarves as if they were born wearing scarves. And many of them truly were born wearing scarves. So the first way that I want to, I'm going to share 3 scarf tying techniques that I think are very French girl inspired and I think give you that effortless look. The first is the French knot. I love this look. I think this is especially beautiful with a button-down shirt, with a blazer, with a trench coat. I think this looks really, really nice with tailored pieces like that. So I'm going to show you what this looks like, but you're going to fold a scarf in half lengthwise. You're going to drape it around your neck. You're going to pull the ends through and just like tie it off to the side here so that there's just a little tie coming out. So I love this aesthetic. I think this is so chic. It's a great way to add a little color and a little interest to your outfit. Another way, this is the way when I wear a scarf, this is the way I typically wear it. It's called the Effortless wrap. Now this is just like a simple drape and tie of the scarf over your shoulders. This looks really, really, around your neck. This looks really like I just threw it on kind of, which is sort of the point, but you're gonna drape a long scarf over your around your neck, and you're just going to tie it loosely and let it hang. Now there are a couple of variations on this. I'll pop up a couple of different pictures, but I really like longer, thinner scarves for this, and those are the scarves I tend to reach for the most. I think that they're easier to style than a big square scarf. The final French girl approach to tying a scarf, and I think one of my personal favorites and one I'm going to start wearing right away is the Chic choker. Now, I love adding a little color and pattern into an outfit, and a scarf is a great way to do that, but this is taking the place of a necklace, and it's just such a cool look. So you're rolling a small silk scarf into a thin strip, and you're like looping it around your neck, and then you're going to tuck it in, and it's going to serve as a necklace. And again, it's similar to the French knot. It's going to give you that look where it's just like a pop of color, pop of pattern at your neckline. Again, this looks really, really great with tailored pieces. And it just gives like a subtle and sophisticated look. This is definitely my favorite way to style a scarf in 2025. And so these are 3 French girl approaches to tying a scarf. It's really about, again, taking the fussiness and the mature look out of wearing a scarf and making it look cool and effortless. Okay. The next French girl style strategy that I'm going to share is perfecting the half tuck and the sleeve roll. So I feel like, we call this the French tuck. We've seen this so much, but it's really getting that half tuck just so. So French women rarely leave a blouse untucked or fully tucked. You will often see kind of a hybrid of the two. So half tuck, when you just tuck the front in or you tuck one side in, maybe you do an interesting tuck like you tuck one side of a button front shirt into the other side, the opposite side of your jeans, and tuck the opposite side in, so you're doing sort of like a wrap with the shirt. There are so many different artful tucks that you can try, but it's really rarely just tucked in or left out. It's like, play with this, come up with your own variation. Maybe you tuck in the sides, maybe you just tuck in the front, maybe you tuck in half. Like, find your own variation on this. The key is for that effortless look, right? Effortless sleeve rolling. So it's, again, we're talking about the effortlessness, and instead of a messy roll, they often fold their sleeves like just once or twice, and then they push them up. So it kind of gives you a relaxed and a little bit of an undone feel. So it's not like rolled up multiple times. It's like rolled once, maybe rolled twice, and then pushed up. It gives like again, I just did this casually kind of look, which is, again, the foundation of French girl style. So I really like it when rolling sleeves, leave a bracelet visible on the wrist. Like, they're going to want to show that beautiful watch, the beautiful bracelet, whatever they've put on their wrists and their hands. And so rolling your sleeves up like this is just an effortless way to get that look. Going back to the scarf for a second, often you can match just one tiny little color from the scarf into something else in your outfit for a cohesive look. So again, it's effortless, but it's not effortless, right? It's effortless, but they know what they're doing. It's effortless, but they know what they're doing. So often like a pop of color in the scarf, match to your lipstick, match to a shoe, match to a bag, whatever. It's just one little subtle nod to tie the outfit together. Okay, I'm gonna go back to structured and softness equals French chic. That's gonna be the next styling strategy. So again, very, very intentional about combining soft and structured elements in an outfit. So masculine and feminine, soft and structured. It's really about getting that balance in your outfits. Okay, so how does this look? Like maybe it's one of my favorite pairings is a structured blazer over silk cami. Maybe it's a tailored trouser with a soft knit sweater. Maybe it's a sleek pencil skirt and then an oversized button-up shirt. So it's really combining these elements that you don't necessarily naturally put together that are going to give you that soft and structured or masculine and feminine look. So if you're wearing a structured blazer, you know, one of the things I talk about all the time, and I think this makes such a big difference, is to pull up the sleeves to break up the structure and the fussiness of the outfit. Just pull up the sleeves, show that lower part of your arm. Again, you're going to be showing off your jewelry. You're going to be showing off the lower part of your arm, which is a flattering spot on most women. It's going to be giving it a more effortless look and making it look a little less boxy and a little less structured. Next tip is to choose the right shoes for everyday chic. So you know, there's this misconception that French women are wearing teetering stilettos everywhere they go. But if you walk around Paris, you don't see that very often. Like if they're going to an event, if they're going somewhere special. But French women are not like hobbling on the metro in sky-high stilettos. Like that's not something that we see. That is really kind of a stereotype that has been debunked many times. But they don't wear sneakers unless they're a retro-inspired or fashion sneaker. You're very rarely going to see French women wearing workout shoes on the street. They're going to wear a cool girl sneaker. Maybe something from a brand like Rouge or Cezanne. They're going to wear that kind of a sneaker if they're going to wear a sneaker at all. But often you're going to see low-heeled slingbacks, ballet flats, and loafers. Those are their everyday running around shoes. So low-heeled slingbacks, ballet flats, loafers. And you know, how these are going to look in your outfit is going to dictate what shoe you're going to choose, of course. But the thing is, we can look at these shoes and feel like they're a little ho-hum or a little too classic or maybe a little too prim. But when they're styled in, you know, using some of the other principles that we've been talking about, they look really modern and really cool and really French. So a ballet flat, for example, can look very prissy and prim and proper, or it can look cool and effortless. And so it's really about combining those opposite elements in an outfit. So you're wearing jeans and a cool top, like maybe that's when you break out the ballet flats. If you're wearing a really classic and buttoned up and very tailored look, maybe you're not going to do the ballet flats in that outfit. You're going to do something that's a little different. Maybe you're going to do your slingback or something a little bit that's going to mix up the outfit a little bit more. So it's really about choosing the right shoes for the outfit and having those great shoes in your wardrobe. They're always going to choose suede over patent leather. Matte finishes give a more refined and more subtle look, which again is the foundation of French girl style. So choosing suede over patent, choosing loafers, ballet flats, low-heeled slingbacks, or retro sneakers over workout shoes, you know, or overly casual styles that don't transition well into outfits. Again, it's all about that intentional accessorizing. So, you know, you can insert a leather, if you want to add more comfort to your shoes, you can insert a leather insole into your shoes or something like the Vivian Leigh insole to make your ballet slippers or your ballet flats, your loafers, whatever shoe that you're going to be running around in even more comfortable. Okay, the next French style strategy is subtle but intentional color pairing. So the way that they add color to an outfit is very, very thought out. It's not like, oh, I just threw this on and it just worked. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So they very rarely wear more than 3 colors in an outfit unless it happens to be a heavily patterned dress, right? So that 3-color rule is something they absolutely abide by most of the time. So usually you'll see a couple of different approaches to styling an outfit with color. An all neutral outfit with one accent color, one pop of color for, you know, maybe it's black pants, a white blouse, and a red bag, but it's just that one red bag. It's not like 5 red things in the outfit, right? Monochrome with texture is another way that they add interest without adding color. So maybe if the outfit is all beige or the outfit is all navy, but they're mixing different fabrics. They're mixing leather and knit and silk and denim together in an outfit to create that chic look that's still monochrome. And then they often choose the neutral colors over bright colors. Now, you will see a lot of red and you will see pink. Obviously, these are colors that are part of the French girl aesthetic too. But again, color is really balanced with a heavy dose of neutrals in the French wardrobe. So you see a lot of deep burgundy, you see olives, you see those kind of richer colors. A French woman's pop of color, little tip for you to try. French woman's pop of color is usually in an accessory. Often it'll be a neutral outfit with a pop of color in an accessory, not a pop of color in an element that's in the outfit. Okay, so silk scarf, a lipstick, a bag, a shoe. Okay, the next is the imperfect hair rule. This is one I feel like was invented for me because I have talked often about how my hair will never be perfect and my hair is never going to look polished. It's going to look like it's going to look because it's curly. So soft undone waves or sleek low maintenance cuts, their hair does not ever look like they put a lot of time into their hair. It looks like it looks chic. It looks like they groomed themselves. Their hair looks beautiful, but it's not like an elaborate hairstyle. That is definitely not a part of that French girl aesthetic. So chin length bobs, shoulder length layers. I'm going to pop up a couple of pictures here of women who I think have fabulous hair and fabulous style. But again, it looks like, well, this is just my hair, not like I spent a lot of time on my hair, right? And I think that that's the differentiator between French girl and American girl style. Again, it's not about the elaborate blowout. It's not about the dramatic waves. It's really about embracing your hair's natural texture and creating a look that works for your everyday life. They also embrace gray hair, but they maintain it. So for women who decide to go gray, in the French girl aesthetic, they're going to add subtle highlights to keep some dimension to their hair, and their hair is not going to look like I just screw it out, but it's going to look like, okay, I've decided to go gray and it just looks intentional. And so again, they embrace aging way better than we do, so I love this. And we'll see a lot of face framing layers in French women, especially after a certain age. Instead of like really harsh cuts, I think that it's a lot more flattering on most faces, and it gives like a youthful, effortless look. Okay, the next tip I want to talk about is looking elegant even when you're casual. So when French women dress casually, they elevate their casual outfits with details. So like for example, denim that's dark washed or structured or at least an even tone all over. You will rarely see really heavily distressed denim in women in France, especially after like 25. It'll be like if it's a lighter denim or a darker denim, it's an even wash all over and no heavy distressing. Their t-shirts are fitted and classic, or slightly boxy and classic, and not baggy, and definitely not advertising a brand or an event. So boat neck, a scoop, a crew, a v-neck, whatever works for you, but it's just a simple t-shirt. And then lightweight cashmere, soft merino wool instead of overly bulky sweaters. You'll really rarely see really baggy, bulky sweaters or sweatshirts. They're just not part of the French girl look. So you're really looking at high quality sweaters in a more, a more streamlined shape that suits your body better. Okay, so instead of hoodies, try soft cardigans and swap leggings for like a more slim fit trouser. It's really loungewear is not something you see on the streets, again, unless someone's heading to or from the gym, but you rarely see that on the streets in France. Okay, next, perfume as a style statement. This is one of the easiest to incorporate, and I absolutely love it. So French women use fragrance as an accessory, and they wear a signature scent daily. So many French women are grow up with the idea that you should have a signature scent, and they wear perfume with intention. Of course, they're putting it on their plus points, which we all do, and it's really like just part of their aesthetic. And so they really think about how their scent ties in with their personal style. They avoid really strong, overpowering perfumes, even though this is the country that developed perfume. Like if you like a really strong perfume, something like opium or Shalimar or something like that. You apply a really small amount of it because the idea is for perfume to only be something that people smell when they're standing close to you. So the stronger the scent, the less you apply. And it really needs to be just feel like such a you scent. I love scent, so I just love this idea. French women also like to mist their scarves and their coats with fragrance so that, I mean, it's again a little less overpowering, but it just kind of leaves a trail of lovely fragrance behind them. And then, you know, finally, I'm just going to reiterate that it's really about dressing with confidence and ease. And that's one of the things that I like to talk about so much on this channel is how do we dress with confidence? How do we own our style and dress for ourselves more and more as we get older? So it's really, you're not ever going to see French women dress in a way that looks costumey. And some of the principles that they will use to get that effortless everyday look is that they're always prioritizing comfort. They are going to look stylish and comfort. People often think, and I think American women often think, we either need to be in loungewear or we need to be like all dressed up to go to a wedding. And it's not an either or, it's both. We need both. We need to dress comfortably and stylishly every single day. And so that prioritize comfort, never at the expense though of looking chic. They invest in fewer high quality pieces. I talked about that fit well instead of a closet full of trendy fast fashion. Style should feel effortless. You should always kind of assess the overall outfit and ask yourself what to do, what to undo, what details to add, what accessories to remove before you leave the house. The ultimate French secret is French style. It's all about feeling comfortable in your own skin, liking who you are, embracing your age, embracing your stage, embracing your personal style, and making the most of where you're at right now. It's not about, oh, I wish I looked like I did when I was 20 again. It's like about, okay, where am I now? How can I dress for where I am now? I am in my best era ever, and I'm gonna celebrate it. So I hope that you enjoyed this breakdown of French girl style and how we, you know, some strategies to incorporate the French girl aesthetic or philosophy into your everyday casual outfits. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe so we can keep hanging out. And don't forget to join my Closet Confidence Workshop series. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.